Salute. How y'all doing? My name is Derek Williams. Shout out to my newest subscribers, Prasad Art TV, Jeremiah Barrios, IBN Real, Seth Family, that's capital SEF Family, Seth Family, and a big shout out to my latest subscriber. She's somewhat of a heavy hitter on YouTube, I understand. She goes by the name of Raw Honesty. So thank you, Raw Honesty, for your subscription, and I always reciprocate and I shout you out. So there you go, woman. Another YouTube content creator that I follow, A Sense of I, co-signs you something heavy. So if it's good enough for A Sense of I, it's good enough for the Mississippi boy. But as y'all know, I'm just one boy in the comment section on YouTube. The title of this presentation will be called The Sh of San Francisco. San Francisco may a London breed, a woman that I have a crush on for some reason. I don't know why, but I like that name for one, London breed. That's just fly to me. But I just like this woman for some reason. But she was recently elected San Francisco mayor, and she has a major problem on her hand. Did you know that in San Francisco, you won't be fined for public urination? I said that in a previous video a few months back, and that just startles me. I'm astounded by that. That you actually can let loose on the street and ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Well, President Donald Trump caught some flack for his quote that he referred to so-called third world countries as S-holes. On the subcontinent of India, it's referred to as the world's S-hole for the fact that it's in their culture or in their mores that they just defecate on the beaches there. And so you can't walk 2 feet in front of you without risk of stepping in some fecal matter. Well, in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America, in one of its major cities, San Francisco, they have that problem in downtown San Francisco. Many of you who follow sports know that the NBA's Golden State Warriors will be moving from Oakland across the bay to downtown San Francisco. And this takes me into my story. The fact is that all over downtown San Francisco, you'll find the needles, poop, and things of this nature. And it's going to be an eyesore for those who are going to go to upcoming Golden State Warrior games. I forgot the major corporation, but they had a convention that they had every year since the 1980s. Well, this past year, they suspended that for the first time in about 25 years. And that was due largely in part to the the fecal matter that's all over the place. Just basically just people is just letting loose on the street, and the city government that has to scoop all that stuff up. So I'm going to step aside at this time, and I'm just going to let the story play out for itself, and I'm going to let you hear Mayor Breed speak for herself. So all y'all take care. Greenville, Mississippi till I die.
Streets investigation went viral earlier this year. Our reporting revealed a dangerous mix of trash, needles, and human feces in much of downtown.
Senior investigative reporter Bagat Jaban is back on the streets to find out if the mayor followed through on her campaign pledge.
In hopscotch, you better watch where you step. Turns out walking the streets of San Francisco is a lot like the kids' game.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Jumps, double takes, double steps, missteps. Except this isn't a game. It's disgusting and potentially dangerous.
What goes through your head walking the streets of San Francisco?
What goes through my head is that there's contamination under my feet.
Wendy Kaler is a microbiologist and expert in preventing the spread of diseases.
Yeah, there's a needle right there.
She joined us downtown to explain why she believes San Francisco is in danger of a disease outbreak.
Where there's feces, there's risk. Where there's lots of feces, there's more risk.
That looks like feces over
right,
there.
yeah, right there. Here you can see how it's kind of smeared, right?
So someone walking down the sidewalk steps in it.
what's the potential risk?
Right. So the potential risk is if you step in it and there actually is a pathogen in that feces, and maybe you come home, you take your shoes off, and you go grab a potato chip and you put your hand in your mouth without cleaning it first. Somebody's feces on the ground have millions of these bacteria. So a little goes a long way. And maybe it's not visible anymore. That doesn't mean the bacteria is not there.
So it may not even look like anything's at the bottom of your shoe, but it could still potentially be dangerous?
Yes, absolutely, because it's microscopic.
Diseases like hepatitis A, salmonella, and shigella can all be spread through feces, and infection rates for all three have increased in San Francisco over the past decade. So it could be something as small as a stomachache, or in some cases, deadly?
Yeah, right. Hepatitis A can certainly be deadly.
Earlier this year, we surveyed 153 blocks of downtown San Francisco and uncovered a dangerous mix of trash, needles, and feces. The story gained national attention and became a major issue in the mayor's race. Then candidate London Breed promised a cleaner San Francisco within 3 months if elected.
I would measure that by, like not having feces, on our sidewalks, and also urine and other things that we see, the needles and many of the other challenges that exist.
That would all be eliminated just at the end.
I'm not saying that it will all be eliminated. I am saying that there will be a significant difference where it's noticeable.
So we're back on the streets to find out if she made good on that pledge.
My producer and I resurveyed 20 of the dirtiest blocks in downtown San Francisco.
We just found 5 needles on this one block. There's a few under this parked car here, and then 2 more on the street.
Across all 20 blocks, we found 35 used drug needles. That's down 39% compared to our last survey 10 months ago. But like before, we spotted trash on every block. We also saw feces on all 20 blocks. In total, we found feces 159 times. That's a 67% increase.
We're walking by the federal courthouse, and just on this one block, we spotted feces at least 18 times.
And in a bizarre new twist, someone appears to be using feces to graffiti sidewalks in the city. Seriously. San Francisco's 311 data also suggests the city is getting dirtier. We compared the mayor's first 3 months in office to the 3 months prior and found complaints to the city about needles, feces, and trash have all increased.
Is San Francisco cleaner today than before you took office?
I think it is, because I'm out there on a regular basis.
We spoke with the mayor at City Hall.
We've invested more resources, we're spending more time trying to get people housed, and we're focusing on those areas we know are the most problematic.
The mayor recently put together a new crew dubbed the Poop Patrol to clean feces across San Francisco 7 days a week. The city has spent more than $308 million cleaning its streets and sidewalks just over the past 5 years. But San Francisco has struggled to develop a system to rate its own job performance.
I am doing everything I can to invest the right resources into making San Francisco a lot cleaner, and it takes time to get to a better place.
So even though complaints are up since you've been elected, you don't think it's because the city is actually dirtier?
I don't think it's because the city is actually dirty. I think it's because more people are reporting the challenges that exist.
What would you say to people who simply think you didn't accomplish what you said you would?
I just started as mayor a couple months ago.
But you made that 3-month promise.
And you see a difference. In certain areas, it is noticeable. There is a huge difference in certain parts of the city.
But you would acknowledge the city doesn't actually have data or any kind of metrics to show that definitively.
Well, we have what we see visually.
But at what point will walking over feces not be part of the norm in this city?
I hope sooner rather than later.
Any idea when?
I hope sooner rather than later.
You're talking months, weeks? Any timeline?
I hope sooner rather than later.
For now, you may need to keep practicing your hopscotch. Just remember, in San Francisco, the potential risks are not make-believe. With the investigative unit, I'm Begat Shaban.
Well, if you want to learn more about what our investigative unit found on the streets of San Francisco, just log on to our website. There you can search block by block. There are even photos for you. That's all at nbcbayarea.com/investigations.
And leave your shoes at the door.